Hi, Robin. We are back to talk in a little bit more depth about different aspects of regeneration. You and I use four different terms to describe pieces of this. One is the platform, which you've discussed a little bit already. The second is the regeneration process. And then there's a regeneration program and a regeneration journey. Can you unpack what is the distinction and how do those things fit together?
Absolutely, Anne. Well, it's important to note that the regeneration platform was where we started with this, with the big data, the AI, and the analytics that enables the needle in a haystack to be found, as it were. That becomes the key to an organization becoming successful and sustainable. But of course, without a regeneration process, which is the cycle we go through from strategy through to leadership, business design, and impact metrics, the platform itself is simply an online platform and doesn't get realized in the world or used appropriately. So once we've got a process, which we've been working on now for about 6 months, we are able to actually train people through a regeneration program that certifies business leaders and consultants to apply the process to specific organizations in their specific industries. And ultimately, we want this to become a global community of practitioners that have mastered the regeneration process and are licensed to lead regeneration journeys in their organizations and clients. So, how do you begin a regeneration journey? Well, once you've used the platform in the regeneration process and worked through the regeneration program, we start with a suite of diagnostics that enable practitioners to pinpoint specific challenges and opportunities in every participating business that are industry and organization specific, not general, because most sustainability and consulting projects do not start off with a context that is going to enable the organization to find that needle in the haystack. And of course, that limits the business's ability to be both successful and sustainable. And there are 8 main diagnostics in this suite in the Regenovation Toolkit, grouped into 4 key stages: strategy, leadership, business design, and impact metrics. Now, the way in which we license and train practitioners is through a very comprehensive action learning program, which is comprised of 10 core modules. And we use live case studies to teach and work with future practitioners and consultants in those internal roles, how to host and facilitate the regeneration process, and how to lead live regeneration journeys in interested organizations. And of course, as you know, you and I have now been designing that program for practitioners. And it looks very exciting, doesn't it?
I'm excited.
Yeah, so, basically, we're going to start in May with an introductory session for people who are interested in the Regenovation Program to learn about the process and how to use the platform in that process. And then after that, we will have 10 sessions of 2 hours each, where we train using live case studies and action learning future practitioners, which will then license them to use those tools with their clients and in their organizations. And, this is a very exciting time for us because finally, I believe we have a way of cutting through a lot of the noise and the confusion around becoming sustainable and to get organizations there faster and make it more interesting, more fun, and generally address the huge challenges we face in the next years before 2030 to maintain 1.5 degrees of global overheating or less, and address all the biodiversity, pollution, and other challenges that we all know about, but find it difficult to deal with.
So let me recap. We have a platform which contains 8 different toolkits that map to different steps in a 360-degree transformational process for businesses that aspire to really be on the cutting edge of net positive, successful business.
Yeah.
So, platform, the process, the training program helps experienced consultants like those that are listening to this video learn how to make best use of the platform. And they may discover that they're really good in one area, perhaps less strong in another. So it fills out their strengths so that they can be confident working the whole circle. With that, they go back to their clients or their organization. And with support from the Regenovation team, you and I and our back office experts, we support them. And then the last thing is, as people become more experienced putting it into practice, I think you mentioned the hope that we will be able to support a global community practice. Because ultimately, I think all of us are committed to building a future that works for all. So sharing what the learning that comes out of even our participants is also a piece of this whole design.
Absolutely. As we said in the previous video, this ability for people to connect with other people facing similar challenges and opportunities that can be precisely defined, and where we've already got existing solutions which can be reused without having to reinvent the wheel every time, is a key part of accelerating this process, as well as making it easier, more fun, and adding a huge amount of value at the same time to the organization and the individuals involved. So it's really a win for everyone involved. It's a win for the organizations involved, and it's a win for the planet and people.
Great. Okay, then. Thanks.
My pleasure.